2 years ago, when I was 10 years old, I had the worst moment of my life. My mom and her friends were upstairs, and I was down there sleeping on the couch, but suddenly, about 2 o'clock in the morning, I wake up with a bunch of flashlights in my face, and I woke up, and the SWAT team was in my house. I was very confused and scared. Then I saw my mom in handcuffs and her friends being put in the police car. So I was able to talk to my mom a little bit, but later I started crying. We both started crying. About an hour of the cops searching the house, locking my dog up in the bathroom, tearing up my room. Eventually got to the point where they found drugs. I don't know what kind, but they found drugs under my mom's bed. So the cops confirmed the search or whatever, and the last sight I seen my mom was being dragged away from me by the cops. I started staying at my grandpa and grandma's, and I went to my aunt's, and we moved 60 miles away from my hometown. And she's supposed to get out and work at once, but that has to be the most traumatizing, saddest, scariest moments in my life.
Oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the end. Oh.
I was born with a condition called alopecia, which means my hair follicles just weren't working and I never grew any hair on my head. So I was basically bald for most of my life because there's different types of alopecia. There's one where your hair can grow back and fall out, and there's one where it doesn't grow back. And I had that type, so it was pretty hard, having no hair for most of my childhood. And I had to wear wigs and stuff, and just wasn't very good. Whenever I was at sleepovers, they'd be like, oh my god, we should do our hair. And I just couldn't get my hair done because I didn't have any. And there was a few times where there were bullies and people were mean to me. Like one time in school, a boy pulled my wig off in front of everyone and everyone stared. It wasn't good. And then there's a few times where I was confident enough to go out with no hair without putting on my wig, and there'd be people staring, pointing, laughing, and it was sad. But the good things that came with having no hair were I never got head lice. I remember getting a note home saying, there's head lice in your class, you should check your child's hair and stuff. And I never had to get checked, and I never had to get treated. I never had head lice because I just didn't have hair. And I'm also on a website called the Rapunzel Foundation, where children can donate their hair to people that don't have it. And actually, when I turned 10, my hair started to grow again, and I was like, this is so weird, why is this happening? And it grew and it grew and it kept growing. And then I got some hair extensions when it was long enough, and I had them for about a year. And then I decided I don't want them anymore, I want my own hair. And so I got them out, I got my hair trimmed, and it was just like a dream come true. I'd never gone out with my own head of hair, and it was just so great. And I was so happy, I was so confident.
Oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the end. Oh.
I I have cerebral palsy, or it's called CP. And I was born with CP. Almost died at the hospital. I never gave up. I spent 7 days in the NICU, and my parents were finally able to take me home on Thanksgiving Day. My first elementary school, I would fall down, and the kids would laugh at me and call me stupid. And what problem do you have? I cried. And my teacher was most mean. I was scared and called names. I began to hate school. And I cried, and I was depressed and upset. And I wanted to stay home. Mom said, "What happened?" And I told Mom. And so we went to look at a different school, and it was awesome. A lot of deaf people, and I was not alone. And a few had CP too. I learned a lot. I had friends, and I played baseball. I was good at baseball, and my parents are very proud of me. I am happy and not depressed.
Oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the end. Oh.
It was at primary school that I started to wear scarves as I was a Muslim, and every time I used to go to school, everyone used to make fun of me because I'm a Muslim, and you know those terrorist attacks. There was this one time where some girl on this game actually let go of me for being a Muslim. One time a girl actually kicked me because I was a Muslim. I would sometimes go in my room and cry. I had to tell the teacher everyone was being racist to me. But at least I still had some of my friends to support me when I was feeling blue. I always get bullied about me being a Muslim, and I'm gonna be planting some bombs around. But I love being a Muslim. Yes, we have to hide our hair. Yes, we have to hide our skin. But we all are beautiful. Just the same way.
Oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the end. Oh.
My dad was a pianist, choir director, songwriter, amazing musician, but most of all, he was a faithful, caring, funny, and the most loving father and husband. I remember riding in his old Volkswagen stick-shift car when he first asked me if we were best friends. I gave him a high five and said, yeah, of course. He also asked me to promise to always do my best. My dad always loved music and was a music teacher in his younger days while living in the Philippines. When he met my mom, she had joined his choir at church, and I guess the rest is history. They got married, had 3 music-loving kids together. I was taught piano at the age of 5. My mom always says I was 2, but I don't quite believe her, so we'll just go with 5. Almost every night when I went upstairs to go to bed, I could hear my dad playing piano downstairs. I actually remember not being able to sleep if he didn't play the piano before I dozed off into dreamland. Since he played piano so much, he finally wanted to get rid of a little problem that he had while doing what he loved to do. He sweated a lot in his hands and always had a small towel at the keyboard to wipe them dry. My dad was recommended to have a minor surgery to correct the problem. Minor complications turned into major complications, and he stayed at the hospital for way longer than he should have. I remember those days feeling like weeks. I don't think I was even able to look at a piano during that time. The next thing you know, his birthday comes up and we're singing praise songs and some of his favorites around his hospital bed, hoping and praying he would get better. 10 days later, after we celebrated his 53rd year of life, he went back up to his place in the sky. I played piano at his memorial services, and the funeral had hundreds and hundreds of people attending. I was overwhelmed, but it gave us as a family strength. My mom had to start working night shifts. Mom also took over Dad's job as choir conductor at church, and I was officially the pianist. She made sure we still kept music in our lives every single day. She bought me my first 24-track recorder with a CD burner, so I could record and upload music from our garage, and she let me and my friends play really loud music every day, even when she was trying to get some sleep for work later that night. Before my dad died, I remember him looking for a job just to help out a little more with our family. He applied to a gas station, worked there for like a day, trained to be a bus driver for about a week, a crossing guard even. But I always recall him coming home and not looking very happy, because his life revolved around music. And as far as music goes, I just hope he knows that he was so much more influential than he could even imagine. And I'll be able to say that Arturo Sacramento Rafael Jr. was my father, whose legacy lives on through the music I play, and that Shirley Valencia Rafael was my mother, who always did her best to take care of us when times were tough and when the music could have faded away.
Oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the end.